5 early career mistakes to avoid. One thing we've learned by coaching college students, executives, and even recent college grads is that the first 5 years of your career are so important. They can set you up for a fulfilling and rich career, or they could lead you to a career where you feel like you're working hard, but you're really not making any progress. And we don't want this to happen to you or any of your friends. So in this video, we're going to talk about the 5 most common mistakes that we see people make early on in their career. And please share this with your friends if you find it helpful. Now, the very first critical mistake that we've seen is focusing too much on the money and not focusing or caring enough about skills. This is extremely prevalent for folks who are graduating from college. And even myself, I was guilty of this too. When I was graduating from school, I was only looking to find the jobs that paid the most amount of money, had the highest base salaries, and only wanted to work for those companies which I knew would pay the most. This mindset typically produces short-term results, and it's actually not beneficial for you in the long run. Remember, companies will pay top dollar for the skills that you have that are unique to everybody else. Companies don't really care too much about titles or where you used to work. The second huge mistake that we see everybody make early in their career is taking way too long to figure out if they like their job or not. As a general rule of thumb, by the end of your 3rd year of working, you should already know deep down if you really like this career or not. If, after some self-reflection, you realize you actually don't like this career or this job, you need to start building a transition plan ASAP. Do not wait too long. And one thing we've noticed is that people really fall into the rat race. They really start focusing too much on that next promotion or getting that really big bonus. And remember, 5 years is such a small amount of time when you think about the fact that you could be working for almost 40 years. And the longer that you wait to change careers or find your dream job, the harder it actually gets. And speaking of chasing promotions, that's actually the 3rd big mistake that we've seen, is putting too much value and focusing only on getting promotions and bonuses. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say that you shouldn't strive to be the best employee, but I'm also saying that you shouldn't focus too much and only care about getting promoted or getting that next big job title. Putting too much focus and stress on this can actually lead to additional and extra unnecessary amounts of stress and even sometimes depression. Instead, ask yourself, what new skills have I learned this week? Or am I happy in my job? You can't always get promoted exactly when you want to get promoted, even if you've worked really, really hard the whole year. So don't let that control your happiness. Mistake number 4 that I've seen people do early in their career is care too much about work-life balance. Unless you have children or you need to care for another family member, I don't even think work-life balance should be something you're even gonna need to consider. Honestly, you shouldn't even be thinking about vacations. Vacations are for people who don't like their job or need to find an escape. Personally, I think you should be doubling down and investing on yourself at work. The more that you work, the more that you learn, the faster you'll be able to get better at your job, or the faster you'll learn whether or not you like this career. When college students ask me about work-life balance, I always laugh out loud because when you're early in your career, early in your life, that's the time where you should be grinding and trying to progress your career as much as possible. Especially when you don't have children or a family yet, you have less obligations and you're able to take more risks. And the last mistake that I've seen is not setting yourself up for financial success early on in your career. If you haven't taken a personal finance class or weren't a business major in college, one of the books that I always recommend to all of my friends is Ramit Sethi's I Will Teach You to Be Rich. I am not sponsored by him or his book, although I am a huge fan of him and he did sign one of my copies of his book. But this is a book that I always buy and just give to my friends because it really does make personal finance super easy to understand. And he walks you through all the different steps of how you should be managing your money. You should be maxing out your 401k contributions every single year. You should be paying down all of your student loans. Don't be racking up credit card debt. Things like that. Remember, all the money that you invest now actually can make a huge difference over time because of compound interest. Now, we aren't a personal finance channel, so let us know with a comment down below if we should create another video explaining how to set yourself up for financial success early in your career. Alright, well, I hope at least one of these 5 mistakes will change your life for the better. And subscribe to the channel if you want to know how to change your career, find your dream job, ace that next interview, or get a promotion. As always, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.